Here. Judith chapter 5 verse. Oh, 18. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore. That's because we were wasted by them, which have always been waste. But it is brought forth out but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. So we will be brought forth out of them, from underneath them, because they water us, they feed us, they clothe us. That's why your daughters can buy. That's why our women, I don't even want to, oh yeah, let me see something. That's why our women buying clothing for our daughters like this. You know, they're buying clothing for our daughters, stuff like that. They're buying these type of clothing for them. Why are you buying? What the fuck is going on? Why are you doing this? And if you see these daughters of Jacob walking around, you had the Latino females, you had the so-called black females. They're buying certain type of things for their daughters because they think it's cute. What you're doing is you're training her to think that there's nothing wrong with dressing like a 80s $2 hooker. In the 80s, you wouldn't catch him walking around like that. No, kind of, yeah. Respectable women, you wouldn't catch walking around with this. Whores did that. Prostitutes did that. Stuff like that. 70s. But it's Esau. But among our people, you didn't really, But that's another story. That's another story. But yeah, especially not here in Europe, it wasn't really like that. Right. So be thou God unto them. So is brought forth of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy land, and many people with thee. So basically, the armies are going to be like clouds and stuff like that. You do have the missiles also. Don't forget the missiles. You do have the missiles. But back in those days, it wasn't talking about missiles. It was talking about armies. But the scriptures is multifold. So, for example, when you read a chapter as how it is written, the troops and stuff like that, because back in the ancient days, they did fight with people. The armies were people. But the Heavenly Father is an army. The Lord of hosts, Yahweh, He is army. It's Him. He is the army. He controls the army. Here in Deuteronomy 28, Isaiah 10, it says that Deuteronomy 28 and 59. Then Yahweh will make thy blade wonderful. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Continence? Yeah. Here, for Deuteronomy 28:50. A nation of fierce countenance faces, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. Who sent? Oh, sorry. Here. 49. Yahweh shall bring forth a nation against thee. He's the one that he brought the army from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. And he did the same thing here in Isaiah chapter 10, and I think he used the Assyrians to come and basically stomp us down like the mud of the streets. He did that. So he is the army, yeah. And yeah, so you can't think of evil. So going back to over here. So Isaiah 54 and the rest of 16. And I have created the waster to destroy. So the Most High is the one that creates the army to come and fight against us, for example, he puts it in the mind of them to do so, and they will be a storm, they will waste you. And nowadays he puts it in the mind of the scientists to make a bomb that will disintegrate you. It's also another waster that the Heavenly Father created in order to judge people therewith, because the wages of sin is death. And also the other wages, which is your reward, your price, the thing that you're going to get, is sickness. Here, Sirach 38 and 15. He that sinneth before his maker, let him fall into the hand of the physician. The Lord is going to make you sick, right? And then you have the other one, which is, Romans 6:24, which is 23. For the prize, the wages, the thing that your reward, a fixed payment, your payment, your reward, a reward. Yeah, here, a reward, that what you deserve, basically, what you gonna get. For the reward of sin is death. That's your reward. That's what you get. So, you get sick or you get death. That's your payment, right? And that is what we got as Jacob descendants from the Heavenly Father. So so this is another army of the Lord that Esau will be able to use these technology against us. The devil shall have the advantage. Second Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. What is his devices? I always get that thing there. I don't know. His devices is his plan, his scheme, his method, in particular aim to trick you, right? And the other one is ignorant, which is unknowing, lacking knowledge or awareness in general. It's not stupid, because a person that is very handy with computers, he might not be handy trying to pick up chicks, and vice versa. A guy that's always busy with females and cars and just, those type of things, he's not that handy with opening a computer and knowing what is what. He doesn't know. Just like how a mechanical person, he's not that good with other type of things. He's good in mechanical things, making cars and stuff like that. Put him in front of something else, he can't. He's not that good. So everybody, it's not that you're stupid or something. No, it has nothing to do with that. Yeah. So, lest Satan should get an advantage. What are his advantages? Advantages here in a favorable or superior position. And if you don't know about this, for example, then you don't know what he's doing with this. You don't know.
Exponentially across the internet, and the original lie becomes impossible to trace.
You don't know, and then therefore you don't know about this one. Matthew 24 and 24. For there shall arise false messiahs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders. He's already doing it right now. Insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
Positions look like. I was.
So that's loud.
And I want to remind everybody that within New Age spirituality, some of the core
New Age spiritual, this bullshit. But that shows you that New Age spirituality. But that should show you that this is what Esau wants. Cyberpunk. I always found this genre so crazy. I was like, why the fuck would you want to be a robot? Why? Why do you want to augment yourself and give yourself, for example, fake eyes so that you can see better? What the fuck is wrong with you, man? You know, you want to give yourself a fake body, but keep your mind intact. You want these type of things, and then show it off as if you're gonna have superpowers or something like that. This movie is a great movie. This movie, by the way. Like, and this also, Judge Dredd, but the old one with Sylvester Stallone. Yeah. So yeah, so they want like this movie is a good one too, you know. But yeah, they got all these examples. This one is the best of the best. Akira. This one is the first that I saw of the cyber. I didn't even know that word, cyberpunk. I saw the word punk. I was like, that's not a good thing. Or punk rock. I remember Mac Dre saying punk rock, bitch. You punk rock, bitch. But I didn't know what the fuck punk was, man. I always thought punk was a punk, somebody that you punk. But then I heard the word often, cyberpunk. I was like, what the fuck is that? And then I looked it up, and I was like, oh, I saw cyberpunk movies, which is, for example, the movie of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh yeah, Mars. He went to Mars. Total Recall. That's a cyberpunk movie. I never knew that. I never knew. I found that out, you know. Anyway, Akira is also cyberpunk, which is a future where you have this type of bullshit. People that are augmented, and it's always with these surgeries where they have fake body part limbs, and then they put all these injections within themselves to try to make themselves computerized. And a lot of Edomites love this. They love this, man. That shows you that it is, I'm talking about the common Edomite, that shows you that it is really in their spirit to want to be hooked up to a fucking, they want to be on the operation table. You have a lot of these games that push these type of things where you have to augment your character in order to make him more powerful and stuff like that by putting chips in him so that he can now be faster and remember better. And all that type of stuff and stuff. Meanwhile, you got the I don't use them. I have used this one actually. Where is it? This one? But the other one is very powerful. Where is it again? Is this one? This one is real. I used it. Oh man, I was like, what the fuck? But you know what the thing with me is? I don't want to rely on something. It's not artificial, but let's say you don't have it, and then you're gonna have that so-called memory fog thing. But I don't want to do that, because you know I want the Heavenly Father to give it to me, because He's gonna do it greater. You know. But anyway, but I know of these things, and those things are real. Those herbs, you know. But I would just want to plant. Yeah, if I just have to plant and nothing else, and you have it here in the Netherlands, you could just get it. You could just get it. You could buy this in the store. Anyway, easy. But these are good for memory and mind and all these type of things. But yeah, you do have to remember that they're being sprayed with pesticides, and that's going to attack your mind also. It's going to kill brain cells and all these type of things. But it's like a going 2-step up and then 3-step down. You're not going to get anywhere. You are going to get somewhere. You're going to go backward. You're going to get there. You're going to get here eventually. It's just going to take a longer time. It's going to take slow. And this one is very expensive, by the way. So it is very powerful, but it's very expensive. This one is good too. It makes you remember. This one. But the other one, the Go To Cola, I literally experienced that myself. I often forget, for example, where I put my stuff, you know, and then I go down, and then I go outside of the house, and then I remember like, oh shit. And then I go upstairs, right, to get the thing that I forgot. And then when I get upstairs, I'm like, whoa, what did I came to pick? Oh shit, I lost it. What did I come to pick up? I lost it. But I was using the Go To Cola because I read about it, and okay, let me test it out. It's just a plant, man. It's nothing else, but it's grinded in powder, and I drink it with water. So, and then I took it, and you know what happened? Yahweh Bahasham Yahashai. I actually saw myself in my head putting the thing where I forgot. I saw myself putting it there in my head. And then I knew where I put it because I saw myself putting it there. I was like, what the fuck? I saw myself in my head putting it there. Like, and then I went to the place and then was like, oh shit, I remember I put it here. Man, that was crazy. That is what this thing did to me. I kind of got scared. I go to cola. This one. This shit did it. Powder. This one. I spelled it, sorry. Go to. Yeah, this one. Go to cola. So yeah, it's not that expensive. It's like 11. But if you go look around, you will find it cheaper. But it depends on the amount. See, here's 16, but I don't know how much you're gonna get. Which this is Dutch. The NL, .nl. I don't know here, .nl. Organic web shot and stuff like that. 100 gram. I don't know how much this is. 100 gram 16. See, they're fucking around. And then 100 gram here is 11. So it depends. And I have a other website that you can get a lot, and it helps it destroys this thing. But yeah, you can look it up for yourself. This one is in England because you can see the pound money thing. Here's Etsy, which is individual people. You can buy there too. I bought a few stuff over there. Not herbs, but other stuff. It's very cheap compared to sometimes these people want to screw you over. Then they buy it here and then they come here to the Netherlands to sell it, and then they make like 200% above it. Like what? But yeah, that's what people do. That's why the internet is a very good tool to use in order to see who's screwing you over. That's why you have for example, you have Hotel Trivago. So what is Hotel Trivago? Hotel Trivago is a German company, but Hotel Trivago, it has a thing, a computer thing that it can scan all these places, all these places in a few seconds because it's connected to their internet thing and their prices. So this software is created to be able to tap into for example, let's say here's a hotel, right? And then they have houses that they rooms. And then here you have a hotel. But they put these things online. So what does the software do? It goes here within a few seconds and it checks out all the prices for, let's say you look for a room with 2 beds, different beds. Oh, yeah, here. For example, you look for a room with 2 beds joined to each other, or maybe loose from each other. You could type that in, stuff like that on Trivago. So, and then the computer, the software, will look within a few seconds, and then it will see like, hey, they got that same thing that you wanted for, you're looking for, and then they show you here, like here it's 104, here it's actually 87. But all of these are, for example, one room with 2 beds, let's say 2 beds joined together, or what? I'll just give an example. One room with 2 beds loose from each other, and all and you know, stuff like that. Just what you type in, and then it will find it for you and then make you pick, and then you will see. And it can go through different countries, and it can go to one country also, because it's a software. So it will find what they put online. If they lie and they say here is 5 cents or something like that, then the computer will also refer you to a lie that is not true. It's just there, so it's just gonna show you what it found. But anyway, most of the time they're not lying. They're lying by, if you go to the website, for example, and then you click refresh the page, and then all of a sudden you see, hey, what the fuck? Hey, you just added €2. Just because their software sees that you're there, and then they make the price higher. I've seen that. Germany did it too, one time to me when I was trying to buy something from there. But not only Germany. You know, the Netherlands does it too, especially if you want to book a ticket to another place, to another country. So don't refresh the page. If you refresh the page, they will up on the price sometimes. Often, actually. But yeah, so these things help. They do help. I'll tell you that. They're not expensive, by the way. But yeah. But do you want to... it's not that you're depending on not artificial. You're depending on something else. So So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. You know, I don't know. So yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, but the cyberpunk thing. This is what Esau wants to create, and this is where this is going to. They're going to have their own form of Messiah. They're gonna call that the new Messiah and stuff like that. Whatever religions.
Entry level beliefs detach your sense of empathy or deplete your capacity for empathy towards your fellow human beings who are not awakened or who have not escaped the matrix as you have.
So if you're unfamiliar with what she's speaking on, from the research that I did in some spiritual...
The point is they're going to be delusional concerning their form of God and whatever not and all those type of things. And okay, the last example. If you are, of course you're familiar with movies, but if you see a movie, right? And then I'm looking for a movie. I forgot the name. I saw it a time ago. There's a movie that a girl, I forgot the movie name. Damn, wow. Anyway, there's a movie to where you had, oh yeah, wait a minute, AI movie. You had this movie where this girl was locked up. This one, Ex Machina. So you had this, you have this movie where this girl, I don't want to say something, everything, it's in the trailer. I'll just speak about the trailer. So maybe you want to watch it. So in this movie, you have this girl that is in a facility. I don't want to say too much. Maybe you want to watch this movie. It's a good movie. But my point is that you have these type of movies, and as a person that has emotion, what will you then therefore start to feel? Well, you're going to be angry at the bad guy, and you're going to be almost like the good guy. Why? You don't want her to be trapped. You think it has a mind, so why don't you let that thing free? That is how people think. But if you're a devil, then you want to lock that thing up like a lion in a cage. Because if you think, you're not going to want him to be, look, you care for the animal, but you don't want this. Like, why the fuck? But you do know if he's let loose in the wild, he will die because he doesn't know how to chase things. Have you ever seen a cat play with a mouse? Because he's already fed. He's not hungry. And he doesn't really know what the hell to do. Some rats actually can chase the shit out of cats, sorry. But if the cat was a feral cat, that mouse would be dead. He's food. He knows how to kill, attack, and all that type of stuff because he does it for survival, and he has been taught that by his parents and stuff like that. But these lions, they don't know anything. If you let loose a bird into the wild, he wouldn't know where to go, how to find food for himself because his parents never taught him because you fed him. So, of course, you care and stuff like that. But the Edomite, he will look at this thing and find it beautiful, then put him in a cage, or this is what he does with things that he finds beautiful. He kills it, and then he surrounds himself with it in his little mansion. Big game. This one. In his little mansion and stuff like that, and he sits in the middle of it. I'm actually looking for a picture, a particular picture where you see him sitting in the middle of it. Yeah, whatever. But he's surrounded by death, and he feels good about it because this is how he honors the animals. This is how he finds it. You know, this is what he. If he finds it beautiful, he'll kill it. So that's basically. But yeah, so they have no empathy with animals. They're a different breed, and yeah, that's for the Edomites. But my point is that you're going to get this type of feeling toward the created the character. And by the way, movies are lies. By the way, not lies. I mean, like, the actors are lying because, yeah, they don't see this. They see a person with a green suit and stuff like that. So, and they're paid liars. They're being paid millions of dollars in order to lie to you. And yeah, people worship them for that, or they look up to them. Wow, he's such a great actor, man. Yeah, he's a great liar. But yeah, so you will start to feel, my point is, you will start to feel a certain empathy toward this character, or you will be angry for her. Angry because he's treating her like a nothing. And he is treating her like she is something because she has emotions. Well, it looks like it. It's a software. But yeah. So that is what they create here. For example,
recently, I think I evolved my AI.
She's crying. Why is she crying? Because she believes this thing is actually trapped. Just like how this thing in this movie... Where did I... Wow. Okay. Wow. Sorry about that. I lost it. The movie. Sorry, I didn't even see it. It was right next to it. Right. Okay. So that's how people will react to this thing. Because I had it too, and I know it's a movie. I know it's full of shit. But I was actually thinking to myself, like, this guy's a goddamn devil. Like, what the fuck? Why don't you just, But this is what Esau creates, and therefore, in reality, people that are just idiots, they will believe that the thing is real. That's what Esau creates. Okay, this is the last one. Esau is the creator of doubt, and he knows that when he creates the doubt, the Lord is not going to save you. In the same chapter? No. So, Matthew 14 and 31. And immediately Yahushua stretched forth his hand and caught him, because he fell into the water. He started to sink, and said unto him, O thou of little faith, why didst thou doubt? So, that little bit of doubt caused him to sink. So, if you have doubt in Yahushua, if you have doubt in the scriptures, and stuff like that, you're not making it, man. Because it says right here, Matthew 13:58. And Esau is going to create that doubt with that AI thing to make it to where, man, I don't believe in the Bible no more, man. Stuff like that. But anyway, even if they had a little bit already of a little bit faith, and the Most High is going to take even that by letting Esau loose in your mind. Matthew 13:58. And Yahushua did not many mighty works there. Why? Because of their unbelief. He didn't do many mighty works. He did a few. To the ones that did believe. But the majority of the people that was in his city, they didn't believe in him. They was like, man, I grew up around you, man. I saw you with snot on your nose and stuff. You think you're the Heavenly Father's? Hey, man, get Heavenly Father's son. Man, get out of here, man. I know your father and I know your mother, man. What you talking about? But then, last one here. Malachi chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming and of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. So, Elijah did come back, but what did he come back as? Matthew 11 and 14. And if you will receive it, this is Elijah, which was for to come. So, did Elijah have the same parents as he did when he was John the Baptist? They didn't look the same. No, it was two different people, Maybe it was in the spirit, the same person, but the same people, but that's loose from this. The point is, they didn't look the same as they did when they birthed Elijah, when he was born as John the Baptist. Same thing with Yahushai. Yahushai, the spirit, when he as a spirit, the son of the Heavenly Father, that spirit came into Yahushai. Well, the body of that Yahushai used. Here. Luke chapter 1 verse 32. He shall be great. He shall be called the Son of the Most High. And Yahweh, the power, shall give unto him the throne of David, his father. So Yahushai will get that throne of David. See? Yeah. So who is he? Who do you think he is? he came to that bloodline of his forefather in the physical form, yes. But in the spirit, his soul that you can't see, that's the one of the Heavenly Father. And he prepared him a body. I have prepared him a body of by the bloodline of his favorite Israelite, David. His bloodline prepared him a body Hebrews chapter 10 verse 5. Wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he saith, Sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, but a body hast thou prepared me. What body? The body that he was dressing himself with at that point in time. Because it shows you right here. 2 Corinthians chapter 5. No, Corinthians. Verse 1. For we know that if our earthly house, which is your body, of this tabernacle, which is talking about the tent, so the one that we served in the beginning, the one that we did worship in front of it, in front of the ark and stuff like that, were dissolved, because basically done away with. Now the new one comes, which is Yahushai. He's that tabernacle, he's that ark of the covenant that now we worship. We have a building of the Heavenly Father, a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. That's the spiritual body that we will have. As it is in heaven, so shall it be upon the earth. For in this we groan, earnestly desiring to be clothed upon with our house which is in heaven. We're going to get that new body that will not be naked, as in not know this truth, because we will have the truth within us. But yeah, so the spirit of Yahushai, as he was in the heavens, that spirit came into the flesh by the bloodline body that was prepared for him, the bloodline of David. And then he became the son of David in the physical form, but he's the son of the Most High. The soul is put in there, same way that. Did I click the way? Here, I think. Yeah. Same way that Elijah was put into the body that. Here. The body that. No, it's not here. This one. I wanted to type it. Okay. The body that. Zacharias. Oh, it's spelled different. Oh, sorry. Zacharias and Elizabeth made when they came together, and then they made a body for the spirit of Elijah. And that's Elijah, but his body isn't Elijah as how he was when he was Elijah at that time, when he was Elijah, named Elijah, his father and his mother named him Elijah, came together, made him. That one is gone. but that soul came in here, which is then John, and he came in him, in the body that these two made together, and that's it. That's the same way that Yahushua came into the body that was made by David, that was made by, through David, sorry, that was made by, what's his name again? Joseph and Mary. So yeah, okay, I'm going on now, just talking about different stuff. So I'm just ended right here. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom.